Hello from Epcot. So we just went to Epcot for the International Festival of the Arts, and now we are getting onto the monorail to take that over to Magic Kingdom to meet up with our friends, Kenneth and Kylie, to sort of have a little evening together with them and their son and maybe some of their friends at Magic Kingdom. And we're really excited about it. They just got annual passes, so they are super excited to be at Magic Kingdom right now. And we wanted to have our first trip to Epcot to go to the Festival of the Arts together, and now we're meeting up with them after they just got there, I think, somewhat recently, a few hours ago.
Yeah, and I'm excited to hang out with them more often now that they have annual passes again.
Right? So there goes the monorail right now, so we need to probably hustle over to the monorail station to try to beat that before it heads through Epcot so we can take that over to Magic Kingdom. Monorails do run fairly consistently, which is pretty nice, but if you miss it, you have to wait for the next one, which can take, I don't know, 15 to 20 minutes, which we don't have time for that, right?
What?
We parked at Epcot today, so we'll have to take the monorail a little bit later, but it'll be dark by the time that we come back, so we won't really be able to see much, because this is the first time I think that Vernon has taken the Epcot monorail line in a long time. And how's that for timing? The Epcot monorail just got here. That is perfect. All right, we're heading over to Magic Kingdom right now. We spent a little bit longer at Epcot than we anticipated today at the Festival of the Arts, but we had a really good time passing by the Magic Kingdom Toll Plaza entrance here, which means we are getting pretty close. We're heading into the Transportation and Ticket Center right now, and we're going to take a different monorail over to Magic Kingdom. We would normally take the Express monorail, but we might actually take the Resort monorail. Mostly because it might be sort of fun to go over to Trader Sam's, to the, I think, the Tiki Terrace, maybe grab a drink on the way over to Magic Kingdom, because why not, right? That sounds pretty fun. So this is the Magic Kingdom monorail, and then the Resort monorail is right next to it, and we just got off of the Epcot line. Alright, so we made it on to the Resort monorail. We're taking this over to the Polynesian, and we totally could have just walked over there, but we did not do that. So I thought we would be going to the Tiki Terrace, but we might just be going to the bar upstairs. We'll see where we end up, whatever the lines look like, I guess. This is over by Kona Cafe. This is the lobby, of course, of the Polynesian, which is always beautiful, and the bar that I think Brendan wants to go to is over by Ohana, right over here. So this is right next to Ohana. This is the Tambu Lounge, and I grabbed a menu, sort of, or just a drink option menu. They have a lot of different items here, but I got the Polynesian Mai Tai, and then Brenda got the Golden Haze Margarita right there. And I have been here with some friends before, and I got the back scratcher, which is funny because it actually comes with a bamboo back scratcher, which you can sort of see way over there, which is funny. This overlooks the pool of the Polynesian. So that bar was right over there, and here are the drinks that we got right here. This is mine, and then that is Brennan's. Aren't these beautiful? No comment.
Oh, I thought you were just...
I thought they were beautiful, never mind.
They are
wow.
beautiful. Look at this beautiful flower.
Isn't it? So what we might do is head into the Moana Mercantile store right over here, because the last time that we hung out with Kenneth and Kylie and Petey, I got him like little Mickey and Minnie Wishables.
I want to get him something else.
You want to try to find like a fun little like plush for him to like surprise him with?
I do.
Because they're over Magic Kingdom right now. So because we're meeting up with Kenneth and Kylie and Petey, we have insight that he is very excited about meeting Donald. I don't know if they've already done that since they've been at the park today, but we're gonna get him a little Donald because look at that face. Oh my god. Alright, so we're outside, we have our Donald plush, and we're taking this monorail over to the Magic Kingdom. Technically first the Grand Floridian. This is the current progress of the new DVC tower that's going to be next to Polynesian, which I'm still a little bit bitter about, considering what to replace in the form of the luau that I am so happy that we got to do before this was announced. I'm sure it'll be a nice addition to the Polynesian, but it's definitely like a little bit sad considering what it replaced. Alright, so we just made it through the Grand Floridian, and now we are pulling into the Magic Kingdom monorail station. And we're finally going to be meeting up with Kenneth and Kylie and giving Petey his little Donald plush. Alright, we're heading inside the park right now, and there goes the train. So I got this box over at Epcot, but it's been sort of frustrating to carry around all day, so I'm going to open it up and put the packs in my pocket just to sort of carry those around the rest of the nights. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay. These are such a good packs. Crown Zenith as just a sets is just, it really slaps, and I don't like to use that word very often, but it is just so good. And we need to try to find out where Kenneth and Kylie are, because they're somewhere in Magic Kingdom, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I sent Kenneth a text, so hopefully wherever he is, he can respond to me, so we can try to figure out how to meet up with him. Probably at some point. The train is going to be closing in a little bit because it closes early for the fireworks. I don't know if we're going to be doing that tonight. Did the lights just literally come on as I was recording that clip? It looks like they did. Or maybe I just wasn't paying attention. This is definitely a beautiful time to get to Magic Kingdom, where the sun is setting with the lights of Main Street. have come on for the evening. It is absolutely gorgeous. All right, so we got a confirmation. We are heading over to Dumbo because they are about to ride Dumbo, so we will meet them over by the exit. All right, so now Kenneth and Kylie are getting in line to meet Donald, apparently. So what we're going to do, I think, is get a pretzel sort of back over here by the circus and then meet up with them after they meet Donald, and then that'll be perfect to give them their plush Donald. So this is over by the circus. There's Dumbo right there, and I'm in line to get a pretzel over here, one of these little booths. All right, so I got the, oh my God, I almost dropped it, the pretzel and then the cheese right there. So we're going to enjoy this while we wait for Kenneth and Kylie and Petey to get out of Pete's Silly Sideshow, which just came back. Hi, so normally I don't in the same video, especially on the same day, but a pretty significant amount of time has passed, but I am still at Magic Kingdom. So it's nighttime now, obviously, and I just met up with Kenneth and Kylie all the way down at the end of Main Street, and I was able to give them the Donald plush that Brennan really wanted to give to them. So full transparency, Brennan just started to really not feel that great, so while we were waiting for Kenneth and Kylie, we decided to go and just let them sort of have their day at Magic Kingdom with their new annual passes with Petey, and we just took we could not take the monorail. All of the monorails are down right now, so we ended up taking the ferry boat back to the TTC, and then we had to take a bus from the TTC to Epcot, and then we finally got to drive back home, and she really wanted me to bring that Donald plush to give it to Kenneth and Kylie, so I was able to make it back just in time to give it to them on Main Street. But now Brennan is back home, she's feeling much better, and I was able to get the Donald plush to Kenneth and Kylie, who we are going to be seeing hopefully pretty often now that they have annual passes. So again, apologies for that somewhat abrupt edits, but sometimes life happens and it happens awkwardly. So I do have about an hour before the park actually does end up closing, and I do want to try to use as much time as possible because again, every single monorail is down right now. The Express monorail, the Resort monorail, and the Epcot monorail. So I want to elongate my trip back to the TTC as much as possible. And I just met up with Kenneth and Kylie at the front of the park. They were telling me all that they got to do today. They got to meet Mickey and Donald and Goofy. They got to walk around the park. They got to see the fireworks. It was so cool, and I'm so glad that they got to do it. So right now I'm sort of walking around the park myself. That's pretty much what Kenneth and Kylie and Petey did. And they're heading back to the ferry boat right now, which was incredibly challenging just to get here. So I wish them luck, but I just want to see what I can do in the last hour that the park is open. So I rode People Mover the other day, so I'm not going to be riding this tonight, but I can see that Tron is illuminated blue over there. The day after we rode the People Mover, they installed the Tron sign over there, of course, right? And there is actually going to be a walkway over to Storybook Circus. That was confirmed, and I am so excited for that. It's sort of hard to see from over here, and I don't think that it's illuminated. Oh, but I just saw Tron testing. What I think I might do is head over to Storybook Circus. I have not seen Tron from Storybook Circus in sort of a minute. All right, so heading back towards Storybook Circus, which is ironically as far as we made it earlier before we decided to go ahead and head back home so I can come back a little bit later and get the little Donald plush to Kenneth and Kylie and Petey. There's barely a line right now for a lot of the rides. I don't know if I'm going to be riding any rides tonight. I really just sort of wanted to walk around a little bit because we came all the way back to Magic Kingdom, so why not walk around, right? All right, I made it back to Storybook Circus. This is where I got the pretzel earlier today, which was, well, I got it for Brennan, so I'm sure it was delicious. All right, so heading back to Tron, well, technically to the Barnstormer, where I can hopefully see Tron, which is just sort of looming back there in the background. Wow. Obviously, Mickey is in the front of the park, but back over here at Pete's Silly Sideshow, which just recently reopened, that's where Kenneth and Kylie and Petey met Donald and Goofy, which I'm sure was so much fun. And I'm walking through the Casey Jr. splash zone right now, which is currently not splashing, which I'm definitely pretty happy about. I could get in line for the Barnstormer, or I could just go right around the side of it. This is the Fantasyland station, and then way back over here, this is going to be the pathway that connects over to Tomorrowland, finally, after over 4 years. This is actually really neat. I can hear the Tron music right now. That sounds like the cars coming by. Yes. That sounds incredibly smooth. It's hard to see because it's obviously nighttime, but there's some hedges just right here where you'll be able to walk underneath Tron over to Tomorrowland. That is so cool, and I am so excited for that. That is opening up so incredibly soon. All right, so now I'm heading out of Fantasyland, and I suppose through Fantasyland. Fantasyland is pretty large, and then back over to Frontierland just to sort of see what that looks like. I think they've added some more construction walls over by Splash Mountain. What's actually super special and awesome is that Kenneth and Kylie and Petey get to play in the Laugh-In Place over by Splash Mountain, which is very surprising that was still open. I think they took the sign down, but the actual little play area is still there because Kenneth got to play there when he was a little kid, and he got to play there with Petey, his son. So in addition to Pete's Silly Sideshow, Ariel's Grotto, the meet and greet, finally reopened, as well as Enchanted Tales with Belle, but that's going to be, I think, a little bit later on, maybe next month. So I've turned the corner around the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and I'm heading towards Frontierland, technically Liberty Square, and then Frontierland. It is getting pretty quiet back over here, which is very nice. I'm trying to think about what to do for Valentine's Day, because I think it was last year we came to be our guest and we ate there. But I wonder what else would be appropriate for Valentine's Day, or around that time, potentially, depending on the time off that I have and burn into. The castle turrets back over here by Seven Wars Mine Train and the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh continue to be probably one of my favorite photo opportunities, really, in all of Magic Kingdom, especially at night. They just have such a relaxing glow to them, both here and then over there by Pinocchio's Village House. So apparently Tron is going to be having a virtual queue when that opens on April 4th, which I was sort of hoping we were beyond virtual queue, personally. I understand that it's going to be necessarily probably when it opens, but just virtual queue as a long-standing necessity, I don't necessarily particularly agree with. But who gives a stink what I think? Right, we'll see what happens. I think, what I do think, and I do stink sometimes, I don't know what I'm saying. I might go ride Peter Pan's Flight. Honestly, how could I not ride Peter Pan's Flight right now? I am absolutely going to get in line for this. All right, so Peter Pan's Flight is actually posting about an hour wait right now, which I don't necessarily believe. I think it's just because the park closes in about 15 minutes, but I might try to come back to this a little bit later. So the park does close in about 15 minutes, so that should be enough time to maybe head back over to Splash Mountain, just to sort of see what they did with the walls, if they added any back over there, and then maybe head back to Peter Pan's Flight. So there's still lights on Splash Mountain, the show lights, as well as the maintenance lights, it looks like, so that's pretty cool. And then they did add some walls over here, sort of more so obscuring the actual mountain than from what I saw the other day. They haven't put up any walls over here by the Briar Patch as well, but it looks like they did put up larger walls over here by the actual entrance. This is a pretty quiet scene over here right now with Splash Mountain and the massive walls that have now been put around the entirety of the lighting lane and the standby entrances, but you can still see Brer Bear, Brer Fox, and Brer Rabbit way over there, as well as the Splash Mountain sign. So this is how you get up to the train station for Frontierland, right up the stairs, and then over here are the Brers behind this massive wall. There are some more walls way back over here that are just a little bit larger than they were the other day. And then this is the Laughing Place, where there used to be a sign right over here, which is now no longer here, so I have no idea how much longer this little play place is going to be here. I'm so glad that Kenneth and Kylie got to bring Petey here just for the sake of that memory, just to come back to a place that Kenneth got to play himself just years ago. And I don't know if I'm able to go in here. I could probably go in here. I mean, I've gone in here before, but I don't really want to hurt my back. But what other opportunity am I going to have? Right? Okay, so I'm going to go in here. Ouch. That sort of hurts. This is pretty fun. I wonder if they're going to retheme this or change it into something else. Right? Okay, I don't think I'll be able to slide down that slide. Alright. This is awkward. Alright. I did it. I got to enjoy the Laughing Place all by myself at almost midnight in Magic Kingdom. But now I'm going to see if I can head over to Peter Pan's Flight before that closes in just a few minutes. I'm sure they'll be removing a lot about this queue probably in the coming months. All of the various statues and references to Splash Mountain and all of the Brers will soon be gone. Alright, it is 10:59 and I made it in line for Peter Pan's Flight. And there really doesn't look like there's much of a queue at all right now, which is awesome. This is so getting to do this. This is pretty nice, right? Why would I come all the way back to Magic Kingdom and not ride a single ride? Here I go into the nursery. I always try to take in as many details about this room as I possibly can. I remember this particular scene just being absolutely mesmerizing when I was little. Oh no! We stopped. I wonder how many people just thrown trash inside that volcano. It's also interesting to think about the potential of what will be changing about rides like this. I know that this is sort of a conversation amongst a lot of people, especially like your Splash Mountain, and just the idea of inclusion and representation in rides, like scenes like this in particular. This is also one of my favorite scenes. I remember it scaring me a little bit. This ride was always sort of scary, honestly, but pretty much every ride scared me, and that was it. I rode Peter Pan's Flight, and there was no wait whatsoever. And I did it. I rode Peter Pan's Flight. I know that I just said that, but I'm so happy about it. So here's the question. Should I get a hot dog at Casey's Corner? It's open until 11:30. The park closed at 11 o'clock. It's 11:11 right now. I'm I should make a wish for a hot dog. We'll see. I don't know. I don't really want to be one of those people that orders a hot dog at the very end of the night, but also at the same time, a midnight hot dog sounds pretty cool. It's sort of funny that Disney World is still celebrating the 50th anniversary of Magic Kingdom, or Walt Disney World technically, for another couple months, but I believe today in particular, Disney started to celebrate the 100th anniversary of just the Disney company. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to be stopping by Casey's Corner. If I get a foot-long chili cheese dog, I might end up like Brennan, who, by the way, is feeling much better and is probably asleep by now. I showed her the picture that I took of Petey with his little Donald Duck that she got him, and she was so happy about that. Alright, so I decided against getting some Casey's Corner hot dogs because I was literally just there, and I'll probably be eating terrible at the theme park at some other point this week. So I'm heading to the ferry boat, which hopefully is a little bit easier of a process than it was to leave earlier and then also to get back to the park, because I don't know why every single one of the monorails is currently not operating at the moment. So to get back to the TTC from here on the ferry boat to then take the bus to Epcot, it was sort of a mess, and then it was challenging just to get here a little bit earlier. So I'm hoping that has been somewhat resolved a little bit, but we'll see. And it currently does not look like it, so there are no lines over here for the monorails. But then the line for the ferry boat goes all the way down there. Alright, so I'm going to bypass this incredible line. I'm taking the walking path back to the TTC. This will definitely take a little bit longer, but it'll at least get me back to the car at some point. There are boats that go to the Polynesian and the Grand Floridian, but I think walking right now is just probably the best way to get back. It's not really the best way to get back, but it's just the most unencumbered. Alright, about 10 minutes later, I believe I've made it to the Grand Floridian. This is definitely a bit of a walk. More so than I remember, although I've done this sort of a lot. Alright, so inside the Grand Floridian, to get over to the Polynesian, I need to go outside and then through the parking lots. You know, I actually really am starting to wish that I did get a hot dog, just so I can walk with it all the way back to my car. Alright, I've made it to the crosswalk to head over towards the Polynesian Village. I don't know how much longer this is going to be a thing. Alright, about 10 more minutes later, I've made it to the Polynesian, which you can't see because it's dark, it's midnight. I'm starting to think that I definitely should have probably taken the ferry, because that would have absolutely been so much quicker. This is familiar, right? Feels like I was just here a little bit earlier. So now the long walk back to the transportation and ticket center, just passing through this resort. This is the building that I stayed at right here with my family several years ago now at this point. And 30 minutes later, I've made it back to the transportation and ticket center. I definitely should have waited for the ferry boat, but I got some pretty nice exercise today. So fortunately, I was able to park in pretty much the closest available parking spot, just literally right here in the Villains parking lot area. Like, I literally parked right there, pretty much, which is one of the benefits of getting here so late. Alright, so I made it back to my car, which is right over there, and I am right next to the electric vehicle charging station, so that is how close of a spot that I got to Magic Kingdom whenever I came back from going home, because again, Brennan and I went from Magic Kingdom to the TTC, to Epcot, to the car, to go back home, so then I could come back to Magic Kingdom just so I could make sure that I gave Kenneth and Kylie the little Donald plush, which Brennan she really wanted to make sure that they got that tonight. And I know that this video started a little bit different in terms of how it ended up, and that can just happen sometimes, right? That is a life, and sometimes a video can be salvageable, sometimes it can't be, but I wanted to try to make the effort to come back to Magic Kingdom to do what we originally wanted to do, which was at least to just see Kenneth and Kylie and just say hello. They ended up having an incredible time just revisiting Magic Kingdom as a married couple with a kid now, which was so cool for them, I'm totally sure, and then visiting with some friends of theirs, so they ended up having a fantastic time. We will absolutely be back to enjoy the theme parks with them at some point, hopefully in the very near future. They plan to come back a lot, and we are definitely going to be spending some time with them, hopefully in the very near future, like I said. But from starting this video technically over at Epcot for the Festival of the Arts, after going to the Festival of the Arts today, I walked like 10 miles today. I walked a lot. And then coming to Magic Kingdom and trying to coordinate meeting up with Kenneth and Kylie, and then Brennan started to not really feel that great, so that's when we went back home. And then I decided to try to come back at the very, very end of the day to again meet up with them, to give them the Donald plush, and then so I could sort of just walk around a little bit and see if I could, I don't know, maybe ride a ride, which I ended up doing, riding Peter Pan's Flight. I did not have any dinner, but it's okay. And then seeing if there was anything new in like the couple days since I've been here, which there were some little Tron updates. They put the little Tron sign out front, even though I didn't really see it. And then going back to Splash Mountain and seeing the walls back over there was kind of cool. It's going to be interesting the more that they start to really like tear down Splash Mountain, and we'll see what ends up happening, I guess. I can't even talk. It is well past midnight right now, and I'm very tired, so I am heading home. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Have a great day. And goodbye.